Right everyone, so we thought we'll have a bit of fun, since it's negativity run the tune at the moment, and we're going to come up with our best 11 and the manager to do that. So we've got a big massive, I know you can't see that, but we've got every single position going all the way back since 1962 when Paul was born, jokes aside. It was basically Premier League era from 92 all the way to current. This is the best 11 that we think are on there. There'll probably be a few debates in there, but let's crack on with the goalkeeper. I'm going to let you write the 11 down, Paul. We have a shortlist of 4. Shea Given, Martin Dubravka, Tim Krul, and I think we're going to put Pav in there as well. Who gets it, lads? Who gets goalkeeper and why?
Got to be Given.
Why?
Unbelievable player. I mean, he wasn't the biggest in terms of stature and stuff, but for the longevity of it, and just awesome shot stopping. Yeah. He shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have gone when he went. But
let's keep away from Mike actually for a moment.
But to me,
he won his points.
Yeah, he won his points. He was in a good team. It was a good time.
He had a shocking defence in front of him.
Yeah, and he was absolutely
the team that he played in. I'm going with Paul. I think Shea Given as well. The team that he played in, you had Andy O'Brien, Aaron Hughes, Nikos Dabizas in front of you.
Tithead Bramble.
You know what I mean? And you're panicking thinking, bloody hell, I've got League One equivalent of defenders here. And the amount of times, not just saves. I remember Kevin Phillips one, remember his curl out, Stephen Light.
You've got to think as well, Champions League nights, look at the opposition he was up against.
Quality.
The quality, it was just immense. We're not talking about times now when we're sort of struggling, and I think the Premier League is probably, in some aspects, you're not facing as many top strikers. I mean, you've got ones and twos, but back then you had so many every week. You were facing
big names.
Right. So he did great. It's got to be Given, hasn't it?
Does anyone come close to Given, or no. Just we're all adamant? So
it's got to be.
I think it's too early for Dubravka.
We could say maybe in 5 years. Maybe in 5 years.
I think Tim Krul started well, but
declined
off. Dropped off there, and Pav. Yeah,
he lost his place, didn't he, when Xhaka came? It was first choice.
I don't think he was ever going to be the best, but he just had that connection with
the fans.
Yeah.
So are we all saying Shea Given?
Yeah.
Right. So Shea Given is our goalkeeper. Play along in the comments, of course, down there below. We're going to move to right back, and to be honest with you, we're playing 4-4-2 by the way. So if everybody play a 4-4-2, we're not really blessed with great amount of quality of right backs in there. So Kyle, if we look at this list, we've got Warren Barton, Matthew Debussy, Stevie Watson, Stevie Carr and Aaron Hughes.
Could have put Yanmat in there as well, but
possibly
Yanmat's not going to win it, but you could have put it in.
Yeah, Griffin.
But
this is the shortlist that we've gone. Yeah. Who gets it for you? And there's no stand out, is there?
No, I would give it to Debussy personally.
Why?
Not for me.
When he was right back at Newcastle, he was in the best team in Europe statistically, and I just thought he was a brilliant fullback. It didn't work out for him very well because he wasn't held on, but I thought he is. I mean, I could be wrong because Barton was brilliant, Watson was good, and Aaron Hughes was such a naturally gifted defender.
Go on then, Kyle. Paul.
Thing is though, with Warren Barton, he had the chant. Warren Barton centre Barton. Tra-la-la-la-la. I mean, that in itself, going to the stadium and singing that.
No, just
pay-per-view. But the throw-ins were excellent. But to me, Warren Barton, when we signed him, it was again, I think it was a record at the time.
$4 million, wasn't it?
For
95,
right back.
yeah.
And there was so much buzz around when he came. So I would say, to me, it would be between Warren Barton and Steve Watson. But maybe the song just does it a bit for me. I don't know.
Defensively, I thought, not to, but use utilities well, he can play in centre midfield, left back as well, couldn't he? Yeah. I'm going to go Aaron Hughes. I think just gets it for me because
great professional.
He just loves to defend.
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. He just loves to just actually.
3 different ones.
Keegan said, you could put Darren Peacock in because Keegan always said about Darren Peacock, he's a boy who loves to defend, and he did it. He didn't shout. He just done his job, went home. Never got in trouble. So
claim to fame. I met Aaron Hughes once. Did you? Toys R Us at Gateshead. Nice chap, nice lad.
I met. What do you call him? Del Rio.
Name drop.
Del Rio, WWE in there. Anyways, name drop for you there.
So we've got 3 separate choices.
How and Mark, who are you going for?
Down to me, isn't it?
Didn't pick someone else.
We'll have to draw lots.
I'd go for Warren Barton.
Right, so Warren Barton looks like, tell why?
I just think he was probably the more
He's all right
complete in terms of the right back. I think Debussy was a bit too hitty-mitty and a bit too wanting to get forward and that. And Aaron Hughes, he did well, but he did well. Like, he was just like a utility, did well, right back, left back.
Specialist player.
I think what you could say about Barton, if we're going for Barton, because we've been outnumbered, is he's also a leader as well.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And
you can't say that about
vocal.
Andy follows us on Twitter. So hi, Warren.
Aye.
So, but yeah, you could play in several positions. He was a leader in the dressing room. Like you talked about your Gary Speed, your Rob Lays, Alan Shearer. He was part of that clan. Shea Gibbons, another one as well.
Yeah,
so.
characters, and the thing is, it's like that song. It sticks in my mind. I can still remember sitting there singing that.
I can sing it.
I want to sway my argument just for the song. It's the first time I've heard it, so like, I want to sway my argument, but it is Barton that wins this one.
Okay, so let's move it back. We're going to have 2 centre backs for years. The short list is Philippe Albert, Jonathan Woodgate, Jamal Lascelles, Nikos Dabizas, Fabrizio Colaccini, and Kyle went for Stephen Taylor. That was his choice, not ours. So there's 6 there.
He deserves to be on the short list.
Have we got Peacock in?
No, we haven't got Darren Peacock in, but we'll leave him off on the short list. But we've got to get 2 from 6. So I'll go first, and I'm going to say Philippe Albert and Jonathan Woodgate are my 2.
I would say Woodgate's got to be nailed on in there.
So you're saying Woodgate has to be?
I think Woodgate's got to be in there as one of them because...
Even though he's only there, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
When he was there, he was just at the time probably...
We're talking about that poor defence that we've always had, as Shea Gibbon had, but when he played, he was literally... He got his move to... I know it didn't go well, but he's moved to Real Madrid because how phenomenal he was.
At the time, I think he was probably one of the best England defenders around there.
You couldn't stop him. You couldn't stop that move.
So
Bobby said, "You've got to agree. You've got to go with Woodgate. Just
You're outnumbered.
I agree Woodgate. Definitely.
So we're going forward.
So Woodgate was definitely one of them.
Jonathan Woodgate is one of them.
It's the second defender I'm worried
I've
about.
gone for Philippe Albert. Yes, he wasn't great defensively, but he got them moments, the 2 goals.
Can we just go for him because of that chip?
That chip against Man United, you know, outside the boot Wimbledon, and he's a character as well.
Yeah.
I've got Albert, but the Dabizas moment at the stage in my life, it always pulls the heartstrings. That particular one, the celebration afterwards, the passion, that was great. But you would just have to give it to Albert, just because some of these volleys that he scored, he went forward, he could do it all
as well.
How can you not put Colaccini in that team though? Like, because a couple of moments these two have had, but Colaccini had a couple of seasons where he was in the top 5.
Team of the year.
He was a brilliant.
I know he drifted off, and it might be because of the last couple of seasons he had that these two don't consider him. But you've got to put Colaccini in that team.
But he didn't start well and he didn't finish well.
You got him team of the year, so that's I'm going to stick with a Kyle on that. But again, you can call whatever you like about. You would never captain for me.
I think we need to look at consistency as well, though.
Yeah, so that's where I think Dabizas fails.
Where I think like Dabizas and Albert.
Dabizas loves an
Albert was hardly consistent.
Yes,
I would say Lascelles is probably a little bit too early for him. He's shown signs, but he's learning. I just think it's a bit too early to be looking and putting.
But then again, Woodgate didn't play very. Woodgate's probably been the same time as Jamal Lascelles. I would probably have Lascelles. If there was a bench, he would be that next go-to guy. He'll be my But I'll go Philippe Albert, my choice.
I would say Albert as well.
Colaccini, Albert. There we go. It's Philippe
Albert.
So we'll move on. Again, play along. We're going to move to left back in the short list. There's a few. Again, there's no stand-out characters in this. We're going for Olivier Bernard. We're going for Robbie Elliott, Jose Enrique, Paul Dummett, Big Bad John Beresford, and David Santon. For me, there's no one jumping out at us that he has to be nailed on. Who? Jose Enrique.
For me, if you're going to look at that list of who's performed the best in this position, it has to be Enrique. Yeah, it's sour towards the end and that and wanting to go and stuff like that. But for me, if you're looking at how they've performed, he's probably up there with that.
So again, you can probably tell the time I grew up starting to support Newcastle, in the early 90s and stuff, and a fantastic journey. But to me, it's got to be John Beresford. It's straight away. If I think left back for Newcastle.
Remember his goals? We went that crazy run.
He did, literally, didn't he? But to be fair,
Villa and everything.
Robbie Elliott, he scored a few. He went through a period where
the following season.
Arsenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, the header.
Yeah, and it's like, but no, to me, it's got to be. There isn't a standout candidate. You could say he's head and shoulders above. but got to be Bezzy, got to be John Beresford for me.
Who are you going for?
The only two that stuck out for me was Bernard and Beresford.
Say
I liked Enrique a lot when he was here. Like even when Gutierrez was playing bad for Newcastle, he made Gutierrez look good in the Championship.
Yeah.
And that left-hand side in the Championship was really good because of Enrique. But you can't look any further than Beresford. Like,
so I think it's pretty unanimous.
He was brilliant for Newcastle.
I would have went Olivier Bernard. I know I'm outvoted, but I thought the time that Bernard's relationship with Laurent Robert on that left flank, yes, defensively not great, but going forward, by God. And when Robert knocked him out at Charlton, when he blasted him off the face, he's one, but that was hilarious. But going forward, he was brilliant. I know his career declined when he left and he had a second spell, but I would have went Bernard for the time that because that was probably our strongest left flank that we've ever had for me. But I'm not too disheartened. No one's jumping out with me, like I said, for Beresford. But again, play along in the comments. So, going to move to right wing, and this is a bit tough.
A lot tough.
It is very, very tough. Keith Gillespie, we've got Nobby Solano. We're going to put Ben Arthur. I know he doesn't have a position, but we're going to
sign him as a right midfielder.
Yeah, we're going to put him in the right mid. James Milner was brilliant when he played right midfield.
Yeah.
And Matt Ritchie's is for a current one. I'm going to go straight away and go Nobby. I know it's tough, but I've just got to go Nobby. And I would have, the reason why I said throw a spanner in the works before we were filming, I would have put Solano as right back to be cheeky. But if you're playing people in the proper positions, Nobby had it all for me. The technique, his trumpets was funny. Not that it was any good. That was just his character. But
I don't even think it's a tough decision.
I think there's some outstanding.
There's some good ones, but for me, if you're going to pick, you're right.
For me, what Solano didn't have, see, for Gillespie was your raw out-and-out winger. You beat your man.
When he got on that ball, and it started to run,
Sergi.
the excitement that went round the ground, it was something
and
to
didn't
behold.
He run strange? He
did, literally.
I'll put it this way, we're signing Michael Owen, a 60 million signing. They're not chanting Owen's name, they're chanting Solano's because they wanted to get him back. I remember that, because I remember that time we were there, it was Freddie Shepherd there, Owen was getting announced, and the chant wasn't for Michael Owen, it was Nobby Solano, because we wanted.
You had it all. You had free kicks, technique. The thing I liked about
corners, set pieces,
outside of the boot, and then his half volleys. But you used to half volley.
Do you remember one against Everton, 2008? Beautiful.
His half volleys was side of the foot half volleys. Those, like, how the hell has he done that? But it also, like I was saying, he could play a right back for you as well.
Got him for peanuts as well, didn't we?
And we sold him for peanuts and got him back for peanuts.
Yeah.
There was rumours when we were going to potentially sell him that Real Madrid wanted him for 15 million, and this is early 2000s, and Bobby was like, nope, not having that. But
well, he wouldn't have been out of place at Real Madrid because technically he was good enough to play for them.
Technically, he's the best player I've ever seen at Newcastle. If we're talking technique-wise, he was just on another level. And even his wedding, this is a true fact. His wedding was put on Peruvian TV live. His own wedding. That's how big of a global superstar. And he's the assistant in there.
It must have been brilliant. You know, if you're playing up front with him, you just know what he's going to do. He'll do it. Like 99% of the times, you know how he's going to deliver the ball. He was so regular, so consistent.
Very Beckham-like.
Some of the others were hot and cold.
Wouldn't be his man. He just put up half a yard, whip it.
Well, that's what Richie does. He doesn't beat his man ever.
Yeah.
Like, Richie's been at the club now for a couple of years, and I've never seen him run.
But there's several mentions. He mentioned Ben Arthur. You wanted him in there. On his day, man, the goals against Blackburn and Bolton.
Yeah. But Solano definitely his crossing ability. He reminds us a lot of gigs without the pace. That's pretty much.
James Milner was brilliant for that year and a half. I mean, Keegan only sold him because he thought Schweinsteiger was coming in. Matt Ritchie, I don't think Ritchie's on that level of the others yet though, but he's gradually getting there. But we're going Nobby Solano in our right midfield. Centre midfield, there's absolutely loads, and this is tough. Lee, Speed, Batty, Dyer, Kabai, Chiote, Shelby, Parker, Janus, Haman, Cunha, you want to laugh at that, Kevin Nolan, Joey Barton, Lee Clark, Emery.
There's some A players in there, there's some B players, I tell you that, but
for me, I can
there's a standout.
Who?
Speed and Lee.
It's a good shout. It's tough, isn't it?
I'd put Speed in most definitely, but again, for my generation of when I was at school and getting into it, David Batty, I loved the way he just the simple way he did it, and he was consistent, and he wasn't a prima donna. He was as hard as nails. He was that time he got hold of Nicky Butt. And he literally just dangled him, and he was brilliant.
Nicky Button, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was came close as a midfielder.
Really, then with Cunha, you've got to take Cunha out, but
That's a joke.
I've got to put Gary Speed as the main one first.
Yeah.
Would you go? Would you
Yeah,
go with?
I would
Speed
agree
on.
with Speed. Speed
So Speed
being in there.
has to go in there.
Yeah.
I'm torn between like
Headers and stuff.
I think Parker deserves a shout.
That one season he was mint.
Yeah, I think Rob Lee definitely.
Rob Lee for his goals in the mid-90s was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was our Frank Lampard.
Again,
And Nolan as well.
He
Like
didn't cost a lot.
our promotion season,
Nolan was banging
and the
the
championship
goals,
season,
even when he came up.
was unbelievable.
The hat-trick,
So,
against
the hat-trick
you know,
against Sunderland, like because Albert got picked on a couple of moments, so Nolan
I don't know
deserved.
that second one. So I would say for me, it has to be because of Kabay. That couple of years was phenomenal. Rob Lee because of his goals.
Because Lee was such a good player.
That year Didi Hamann he got his move to Liverpool and he was phenomenal.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put him with best team.
No, Rob Lee or Kabay, but I'll probably go Rob Lee for his first part.
Well, I did a poll on the Facebook page about 3-4 months ago between them two, and Lee just edged it, mind. There was literally 10 votes in it. And over
I wouldn't
300
go
people
for
voted.
Rob Lee when he got older, his defensive work, but more in the mid-90s.
Yeah,
I mean, his hat-trick against Royal Antwerp, a hat-trick of headers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Them were the days.
he used to get 10 to 15 goals guaranteed you for about 4 seasons. So for me, I'm going Rob Lee's the other one.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I mean, to me, Lee and Batty, such players. You know,
Just shows how many we've got to choose from there. But for me,
great
it's just those
players.
two.
But yeah, we've gone Rob Lee.
Stood out.
Rob Lee it is.
Rob
It looks
Lee.
like it says Rob Lee, Speed and Lee in that centre midfield. If we move across to left midfield, and there's no massive candidates for this. And we've even been cheeky and put Ketsby on left midfield. That tells its own story.
The Geordie Georgian.
I think we've got to put Jonas Gutierrez in because he was here for quite a long period and
Yeah,
came
he
back
was.
from cancer, just to show that for me is what and he
Yeah.
still today speaks about the
Do you know,
club.
that for me was probably the one where I got a little tear that just the ovation that he got when he came on. I think we're playing
For
Man
Man
U.
United fans as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just
Man U.
that on there, it sends shivers down your spine there when you think, do you know what? This is football coming
in the way
together.
Trent
And he's come back. Yeah, do you know?
Yeah, the way he was treated was
horrendous.
horrendous.
But you've got Gutierrez, Lauren Robert, David Ginola, and we've gone for Ketsby. But I don't think Ketsby is going to win the vote.
No, there's only one player,
So for me
and it's because he's worth it.
personally, it's between Robert and Ginola. I think it's those two. It's one of those two. You could just flip a coin.
Between them two, because I
I
mean
would think
Ginola
Ginola.
back in the day, because the thing is when he was playing, there wasn't anything else like him. When you seen him, he was coming up against defences who'd never come up against this sort of flair and skill.
Didn't like
And
to
he
track
took-
back, did he? But then again, Robert didn't.
But Keegan told him, he said, "You don't want to track back? Fine, we'll build the tactics
I'll leave it to
around.
John's Barris
and
fast."
we will let you go." And he was absolutely amazing. But yeah, Robert, I mean, the free kicks, whipping them in. He could take shots on. He had so
Livy Bernard's
much.
head off.
Yeah, he
You
did.
could shoot from 40 yards and you think Blimnell we've got a chance here from 40 yards.
I think I'd perhaps
It is so
just
tough.
go a tiny bit for Robert.
I'd say Ginola. Like technically,
I would say, do you know?
Say I'll say Robert. So
I'd
we're
say
split
Robert
here.
as well.
Oh, we are so split. Right.
Do you know, the other thing which you need to look at in terms of
Why does Ginola
why
win it
not,
for you?
why not look at the players and go, where did Robert go after Newcastle?
Doesn't matter about it. This
No,
is
but
at
he sort of
Newcastle.
went down it.
yeah, but it's about the
It's
career.
where
at
they are.
Newcastle.
Spurs
Newcastle.
weren't
Doesn't matter what
that
they
great
do
afterwards. Spurs were well
Ginola
below
went for
us.
3 million, man. That was. I mean,
it
that's
was-
a bargain.
yeah.
I mean, you can't even buy Joslo these days with that.
So it's got to be. It's between Robert and Ginola. So we're going to have to fight over it. See, I'll go for Robert because he guaranteed the goals more than what Ginola did.
Bobby loved him.
Bobby loved him. Unpredictability. You can score from anywhere. Shearer loved his crosses. Where Shearer actually said about Ginola, he was so frustrated with him because he didn't know what he was going to
Yeah.
do. So I'm going Robert. You're
more,
going
yeah.
I'm going Ginola.
Ginola. Why?
It's for his flares and his creativity.
And sometimes
If
don't
Shearer
you-
saying he didn't know what he was going to do, like how do you think the defenders feel?
Yeah.
Like obviously he's going to take. he was always looking to take a man on, and he was one of them entertaining players.
But I think Shearer was saying that
category to Ben Arthur in a way of like
he got so frustrated with Ginola, he didn't know when the cross was coming in.
Yeah.
He kept turning
but
back.
One thing that we haven't really highlighted with Ginola is how he openly want to leave the team at the end, similar to the way Dimitri Payet went on at West Ham before he decided to leave and go to Marseille.
So we're 50-50. Who's going to win that?
It's got to be Robert.
But I'll put it in a question there.
Yeah.
If you had two players coming back for like half time and well back on the bit, who would get the biggest role? Robert or Ginola?
That's tough because I don't think Ginola's loved.
I'm going to say hands down. If you had to do like a raw test, and no, let's say so next Saturday, 52,000, we'll bring them out onto the pitch one by one. The player who will get the biggest role will be David Ginola.
Even though Ginola was loved, I don't think. Sorry, Ginola was loved. Ginola's more loved at Spurs than he is at Newcastle.
Yeah, but I still think he's loved at Newcastle.
I don't think he's loved.
He was different at the time, and I remember him standing out for being that different because people hadn't seen
I don't think he's loved.
that sort of player.
But could it not be because how he was as a winger that you've started getting these sort of like wingers and man coming through? Is he not the one that started all this?
It wasn't so much
Costellas was that man.
He used to wander in more, didn't he?
We've got to get him someone in here. So,
well, with the way Mark put it, if it came down to a role, like Robert and Ginola, it's the same type of question. It's like,
but it's like saying who'll get the biggest role between Les Ferdinand
the thing is,
and Peter Beardsley. It's not the same. You can't
we had Ginola on the wing for half a season, we brought in Robert, or vice versa, and we had Robert and we brought in Ginola.
Right.
I wouldn't drop one for.
Let's put it down to right now. So we'd put it on who at the moment at Newcastle who is needed most right now.
Ginola.
So I'd say Robert.
No, it would be too much of a luxury. I'd have Robert. You're guaranteed. Again, he's another one. You get the ball in.
We haven't got set goals.
Yeah.
To be fair, you put it that way. Robert would be
needed more now
because he could take a free kick in the corner really well. Something we cannot do.
So from unpredictability.
But unpredictability.
I mean, it's literally. We're talking like a piece of paper between the two.
But if we're looking at the team that we have is predictable.
Robert's not though.
Robert was unpredictable though.
He's probably more predictable.
His goals against Spurs weren't predictable. Like
I wasn't saying my daughter's birthday that day. Robert, have you push on that?
A tiny bit.
I'll
we've got Robert. We've got an answer. We've got one. It was tough to get that answer.
That's been the hardest one so far.
I think the first striker, if I move off that now, is pretty obvious.
I mean, it's a formality. It's a formality.
You've got to put Shearer in there. There's no discussion, hasn't there? So Shearer has in there. So that's straight away. It's then a question of who plays alongside him. So we have.
Beardsley.
So we've got Beardsley, Ferdinand, Cole, Barr, Cisse, Tino Aspria, Cowell and Owen are in there just for the shortlist.
And Shola and Bellamy could make the list as well.
Bellamy's a good shout for that short. I wouldn't
dare put Bellamy in the list after he's unacceptable.
Right, let's go along each person here.
It's got to be Beardsley.
See, I think
I'd still say Beardsley for me was probably the most gifted.
Yeah, he was the messy one.
To grace a pitch at St. James. He was probably the equivalent of a Messi at that day. He just could do things. Andy Cole said, look, I loved playing with Beardsley because the fact is, I didn't need to look. I knew when that ball was going to be in front of me with him.
Mr. Reliable, wasn't he?
Yeah. See, I think Shearer could play off Beardsley. I know he had that season, but Beardsley drifted to centre midfielder. You're going Beardsley. Who are you going?
And I've put in there as well, I hate Craig Bellamy as a person, but for on the pitch, for us, was working his socks off. And he was a student of the game.
When Shearer's legs were starting to go, he was the
runner.
He
was it. And he Champions League nights and stuff.
Yeah, the funny old goal springs to mind with him.
I'd have to go Peter Beardsley. You'd have to. Got to.
I've got to go Les Ferdinand. I've got a 40. Back me up on this one in the comments box.
Yeah.
Ferdinand.
I've got to go Ferdinand because your strikers are judged by goals. Don't care how quality you are.
Yeah, but when you look,
you cannot say Shearer and Ferdinand didn't play together. They got 49 goals in one season. That is, that is
Shearer
just.
And Ferdinand.
And the thing I liked about that team is they just got the ball out wide, get it in. Simple tactic.
They do the rest.
Simple tactic. There was this. Ferdinand got upset because he had the number 9 took off him at first. It was like, can they play together in the press? And by God, they did. They were England's front two for the cup. I know she had the longevity of playing for England, but at that moment, Shearer and Ferdinand were also club and country. And you had Sheringham, Ferdinand, Wright, Fowler, Shearer. The list goes on. I probably missed a couple off, but Les Ferdinand and you talk about cheers. Les Ferdinand will get the next biggest cheer, more so than Peter Beardsley at this club, because he's absolutely loved Les Ferdinand. And he only had 2 seasons there. Les Ferdinand for me.
But that's probably more so with the generation now.
It's tough.
It's going to kill us to not pick Ferdinand or Cole, but I'll have to go Beardsley as well, mate.
Peter Beardsley gets it.
It's just so
Les,
technically gifted.
if you're watching, I tried for you. I stuck up for you.
It kills us, Les. It does. It really
Why
kills
Beardsley
us.
for you?
It's hard picking.
He's just so technically gifted. Like you can't.
You've got to get him in
the
the
big
team,
hell on
haven't
if you didn't put Beardsley on that team, man. Surely.
I tell you what, there'll be some bench.
It's better bench than we've got now. That's for certain.
Yeah.
I'd even take half of them now. Les Ferdinand at 50, bring him on.
They'll probably take Andy Cowell now. That's how bad it is.
He's better than Joslu. I mean,
Half in.
Clutches.
So this is our team now. I'll put a graphic on screen. Then we're going to try and get the manager, because the manager's going to be difficult. So it's 4-4-2. Shea Given. We've got Warren Barton as your right back. I think that's a problem position. Jonathan Woodgate, Philip Albert, and John Beresford. Now, just looking at that defence, that is not a strong defence, is it? But we've never been blessed. So I would be cheeky. If I'd done a tactical switch, Solana goes to right back for me, then I can bring in another right wing fielder. But this is the team we're doing. Speed and Lee, I like that. Robert, I like that. Ginola, I like it. Shearer and Beardsley, I cannot argue with, but I would love Ferdinand. But that is some team going forward. 4-4-2. And now, who is the man to lead us forward? I think it's down to 3. We've got a short list of 5, but it's got to be 3. So we've got Keegan, Bobby Robson, Chris Hughton, Glenn Roeder, because he did marvellous in that season where he got the 7th, and Rafa. But for me, I think it's between Keegan, Bobby and Rafa. For me, one of those 3.
the way I'm looking at it is who could manage that team best, and with the terrible defence, bar Woodgate, like I think you can't look past Kevin Keegan. Like with that team, like attacking wise,
most of it is Keegan's team.
Exactly. Like Bobby was a great manager.
You look at that
so
team.
Rafa,
There's only what
Bobby managed Robert. He managed Shearer. He managed
some big personalities in that dressing room.
He's managed Woodgate. He's managed Given. So yeah, you're saying it's. And for me, I just think there's only one man, and that is Bobby.
So we're going Beardsley. We're going Keegan. You're going Bobby.
It's like
who would manage that team the best, though? How would
a left.
Like,
I tell you,
who
would get the best results would be Rafa at this team. I know Rafa's very defensive, but
I think he dropped some of them. I think he would.
Josler would still get a game with that team.
Yeah,
Josler
I think if you needed a result, you would go for Rafa, wouldn't you?
Yes,
if you're in the final.
Tacticians. Yeah. If you're talking about tactics and how to eke out a result, but if you just want to go for blood and thunder and guts and all that, you'd go for Keegan. And in the middle,
if that's my dream team, I'd want to go like gung ho every game. So
I think you could.
Like just
you would have to.
Just for the entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
like,
and the reason whilst I love Keegan, I loved him as a manager, Bobby never walked out on me.
That's true.
I'm not talking about the actual one. I'm talking about when we were up there and Keegan,
see the way you look.
Keegan and walked out.
So are we safe to say now then it's between 2?
I think it is.
So it's either Keegan or Bobby. And I guess it's depending on who you. See, I grew up both. I grew up with Keegan.
Yeah.
And I was a teenager when Bobby came. So
like
the way I look at it is Keegan got from nowhere. We were effectively a lower end, what you would call now, in the championship.
We would be in the 3rd division.
We'd be going down, but then he turned it around, comfortably won the championship. Division 2 would have been.
Yeah.
And then just turned it overnight.
Keegan when they were
not making the case for both.
So I'm saying Keegan when he came had no risk at all because that was his first job there. Yeah.
It could have been a massive risk because if it went all tits up.
He didn't have that reputation.
If that goes tits up, he'll never get a job in a big job.
And you think about Champions League, and you look at as well where else. Like Keegan, he was great in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Bobby, you're talking Barcelona. How many places did he go to and improve?
Yeah.
And to me, I'm being, I think, a bit more pulled just towards Bobby. But not only what he would do for, and what he did do for us, but the legacy and everything he's got around at these great clubs. You don't manage at the likes of Barcelona, PSVs,
let me
and
ask
stuff
you
like
this
that.
question: why does Bobby have a statue and Keegan doesn't? Is that because of the current regime?
I think that it has a lot to do with that.
The thing
A
is,
lot.
it's two different points. It's 2 different points with me. Like the best manager in the Premier League era for me is Bobby, but who would I want to see manage that team? Is Keegan. I'm torn because
I've got to go, and I love Bobby, and I've said on record I absolutely love him, but I'm not going with him. I cannot. And I love Bobby, and I've got loads of great memories to tell you.
all 3 managers are adored. Like Rafa's adored now.
Who's Keegan managed that's become, in terms of the players that's become successful as managers?
For me, that
That
shouldn't.
that
Not for
shouldn't
me.
You
spout
look
to
at
the
that,
side.
it's because of Bobby
Right. So
that you've got.
if you
Mourinho,
look at
that's now
who deserves to be appointed manager of this team,
Bobby.
so that's what he done at Newcastle. Though, if you were
Yeah.
rehiring again,
Yeah, he took a
I
team
think
that
you-
was
I
in
think
the
you would take that
relegation
team on.
zone.
I think both
Arms
could.
around.
I think both of them
Yeah,
could.
it's so close again,
But
isn't it?
I've
It's
got to
another.
go for what Keegan done because Keegan made us the club that we are today.
Keegan playing attacking football with our team.
Yeah,
Like
but
people
Bobby
look
did.
at Firmino, Salah, and Mane now. That would blow them away.
That would destroy.
Keegan for
Under
me,
Keegan's
because
philosophy of football,
Keegan,
he'd blow them away.
Well,
when
put it
Keegan
this way.
when Keegan came, we were effectively give me a lower end championship club now.
We won the verge of relegation.
Well, can we just put it this way? Bobby got into the Champions
Ipswich.
League.
So did Keegan.
No, but Bobby got into the Champions League with Titus Bramble,
Keegan got
with,
in.
with Darren Ambrose, with Danny Guthrie. Yeah,
Keegan got
really-
in with Warren Barton, with John Beresford.
I know, but when you look
Do you know
at
what I
it,
mean?
picked- yeah, but you
It's flip a coin.
Yeah, but when you look at that, you picked the players. You
I'm-
went Shearer, Ferdinand, yeah, Beardsley, Rob Lee, and stuff like that, which are the players that Keegan had. I think Bobby did a lot more for us with a lot less
He did it,
technically gifted
and
side.
I think he's done more elsewhere. Where if you look at Keegan, he bottled.
Keegan's done now else.
He's
No
done
disrespect
now else,
to him.
and I'm not because I
You look at Man
absolutely-
City. You
He
look
bottled
at
it.
Fulham.
Great.
Fulham, he did well.
He bottled
Yeah,
it.
he
He bottled
done
it in
really
England,
well
he
at
bottled
Fulham.
it in Newcastle,
Yeah, but
he
it's
bottled
about
it.
the time at Newcastle
Yes.
that counts because
Forget
it's
about
a
the
Newcastle
rest.
video, not like who's the best, who's done.
I know, but-
I know,
Bobby
but I'm
Robson
trying to find the
streets ahead.
small,
He won
smaller
the 2-year
details.
thing.
Just
I'm
looking
going
at
to say
that.
this, in terms if you look at the Keegan team and the Bobby team, the Keegan team was better.
Right.
So
Let's
if you look
let's
at
flip
the
this
achievement
around.
of Bobby did
Let's
more
flip.
with the team
Let's
that
flip
he
it
had.
around. If Bobby came in, we're a lower end championship side. Could he get with the Champions League in 3 seasons?
Yes.
In 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Well, when I say Champions League, it would have been a
With the team
Champions
we
League.
I
have
think you
now,
can
with
make
the
people walk
regime
and
we
walk.
have now.
I think he made some average players like they would. I don't know. You would just do anything for him, and I don't know. I think to me as well.
The
The
both-
other
the both-
stuff that he's done.
They both,
is playing
they
it in
both
my
stood
mind.
up. They both stood up for the players, even if they're wrong. Both of them did.
Yeah.
So-
and they had that connection with the fans.
It's
They
Keegan
had
and Bobby,
everything.
and I think
Like, I think the better
Manager and
for its
assistant
time,
manager.
the best manager was Bobby out the 3, but the manager had one for that team.
I think
of the attack.
we forgot somebody
Is-
on this
is-
as well. The
is-
best manager and coach in the Premier League. That's somebody else we missed.
No,
out.
Oh, John Carver.
Oh, John Carver.
Oh.
He is the best.
so. For me,
He's the
I've
best.
got to go Keegan because he
I've
made
got
us. He made the club the global club it is now.
So we got-
Keegan with that team
Keegan.
would
And I love Bobby, I absolutely love Bobby.
I've got to go Bobby.
Sorry, I'd pay
have to go Bobby.
I'd pay my season ticket 10 times over to go and watch
Right.
that team
So
under
we're
Kevin
splitting.
Keegan.
The fact is, you've said the best manager's Bobby, so therefore you've got to pick the best manager.
No,
You've got to go with the best manager.
The manager I'd want to manage that team is Keegan because for the attacking purpose.
Well,
I
put it
think
this way,
I would as well,
with
but I
so
think
who-
Keegan deserves it because
So
what
who
he's
would
done.
who would you, if you didn't have Rafa and it was between Keegan and Bobby, which
Would I be able to
which
hear that?
one-
You need to come in.
Which one would you prefer managing
Well,
this current
I
Newcastle team?
said for the current Newcastle team, Bobby,
Right.
but that doesn't make my argument for that team. It's got nothing to do with that. Keegan with that team would do better than Bobby and Rafa
Most of them are Keegan's players.
because
Yeah.
they're attacking players, attacking minded. Most of them, even Albert was attacking minded.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
was.
centre-back.
If you look at that team, who isn't Keegan's players? Given, Woodgate, Solano, Speed, Robert. The rest are Bobby's. It's
And
like
Keegan
it's
would have loved
so,
to play like Solano. You know what I mean?
Oh, you would have loved him, but
And Robert.
So this is difficult.
in an ideal world, you'd probably put Bobby upstairs as a technical director, Rafa as the manager, and Keegan the assistant. Something along
Yeah.
those lines, wouldn't you? Or maybe Rafa upstairs, and Bobby's the manager, and Keegan is the apprentice. Something like that, wouldn't you? But
Yeah.
I am torn because
I
again,
can guarantee I'm not budging.
I kind of budge, but what
I'm
would
not budging it.
the thing is
Bobby
though,
all day long.
most of our subscriber base are youngsters between our age, so they would be split as well. And it's so difficult because in the comments box, people are going Keegan, people are going Bobby.
It's whatever side of the fence you sit on, no pun intended.
There was a pun intended, definitely.
There was a pun intended, I swear. Right.
Would I be more excited
to watch Keegan
with them players?
Or
would we score more goals? And on entertainment quality, I think Keegan would get more entertainment, more goals, more drama out of that team. Bobby would be steady. He would steady away, and you get plenty out.
And Rafa would get you results.
Rafa would. He'd get you the result.
So,
I think with Keegan would lose 3-4.
but then he could win 10 in a row. That's the sort of manager Keegan was.
Yeah, Bobby.
But we are.
And I'm going to be honest.
We would. We'd have
Right, if we're all
think
split,
Bobby will get
we're
more
going to have to get
out
an
of
Rafa, aren't we? So we've got to get an answer, unless we're going to have to switch it to Rafa.
I think we should take the comments.
I think we should leave it and let it go in the comments, because I don't think.
Right, we'll put a
anyone's
card
gonna
on the top of the video. It'll say Rafa or Bobby, and you decide who manages this team. You'll say it. Let us know in the comments down there below. That was our team. So there's a lot of weaknesses in defence. I think we'll all agree.
Yeah.
But by God,
No change there then.
going forward, you've got Solano with the balls in. You've got Robert's unpredictability, speed in his prime would get forward in corners. Rob Lee banging his goals.
Yeah, a lot of leaders in there as well.
You've got Beersley. You talk about leaders.
Proper professionals in there.
Yeah.
You've not got any really.
Well,
maybe
you probably say
Robert
is the prima donna. Like, he's the one.
prima donna.
Well,
But a lot of professional players in there.
There's no
That
sort of
goes.
like diva. Sort of like
Well,
diva
Rob is
player.
the diva,
I know,
but
but other than that,
yeah.
you've got 10 who really work hard and grinding.
Would that team win the league?
Nah,
Yes.
I think it would.
I don't. I think the defence lets it down.
Now,
Aye, but look at Liverpool's
We've got
defence now.
Woodgate.
Yeah.
Imagine Woodgate on that season that he had with us. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
And then you've got
I'm just worried
the
about the
nous
full-backs.
for Lee and speed. Yeah, how they'd read the game. They
It's
were
the
absolutely
full backs
brilliant.
that I'm worried about, Barton and Beresford. I think Solana will protect Barton, but I don't think Robert would protect Beresford. I think that's weak.
Burris did like to get forward and obviously
Too much.
have a
He had a
crack
good
on.
cross on him as well.
And Beresford was head of mouth. I remember these argument on the pitch with Keegan. Had a go at him.
Aye, true.
So it's that's it. Let us know.
That was
it's
a difficult one.
It's a difficult one as well. Let us know in the comments. You deciding who manages the team. Say yes. Bye bye.